Testing, testing, testing. This is my last project of the semester for ancient culture, and I was tasked to recreate Descartes' meditations, the one that everyone misquotes about him saying, "I think, therefore I am." He didn't really say that. I'll link them in the description if you want to read the meditations, but I had to sit in the dark for an hour and try and come up with the basis of all knowledge. Solve existentialism. Great. So great. And I did that. And except I sat there with a pen and paper, and I was writing the entire time for an hour. I'm only going to read what I wrote to you. I'm not going to say anything else, okay? Because what I wrote is what I mean and what I think, and that was my experience. So, here's why Descartes is stupid, and here's me arguing with the entire premise for a whole hour of what I completed.
A man on telly tries to tell me what is real, but it's alright. I like the way that feels. And everybody sings, we are evolving from night to morning. And I wanna believe in something spun out of darkness somewhere under the aurora. If I could believe in one thing.
I hate Descartes. There's a great start. His answer to all doubt was to be self-centered. Literally, that's not a straw man. He rebuilt all knowledge of the foundation on the self. It's irrational and appeals to the reader's own ego, just as this answer he comes to appeals to his. Why not doubt the self? I believe the only reason he doesn't is because in daily human experience we feel confined to the limitations of what language has defined as a human body and mind and consciousness. Philosophers and that eternal problem of consciousness. It's the never-ending battle since the birth of the Homo sapiens frontal cortex, I swear to you. But logically, let it go. Your electric neural firing is in your frontal cortex and is not the basis on which all your existence should stand. Now I will enact the process of trying to find it myself. First, the senses. Let us all acknowledge complete sensory deprivation is impossible, no matter how vividly you may be able to imagine it. Even in a situation where your skin cannot feel, your eyes cannot see, your ears cannot hear, your tongue cannot taste, and your nose cannot smell, you will still have working nerves inside your body because they are necessary for you to live. You will feel pressure of a heartbeat, a gurgle of your stomach, and a tugging of your bladder, just as you have every day since you were born. If your brain and nervous system was incapable of recognizing the most basic bodily functions, you would be a non-functional person sustained only by complex medical procedure and by the likes of which we should recognize. If your nervous system is this damaged, you would not have conscious thought or hold knowledge. So yes, knowledge is only achieved after the precursor of the senses. But you're not satisfied with that answer, are you? You want me to play the whole game. But Karis, what if? What if I don't trust my senses? Well, dear, poor, lost, pitiful human, I'll think about it. Sorry, this is really snarky. It's going to be like this the whole time. Bear with me. It is true. We know that senses may be deceived. There are many mental disorders that involve hallucination, and many physical disorders that involve non-functional senses. So let's just pretend for now That's good enough to chuck them in the trash. You know what? I won't even entertain math and science or pure reason like Descartes did, not because of an imaginary evil demon of deception, but because as a scientist I recognize wholeheartedly that all scientific conclusions and questions nest fundamentally on senses. The only reason humans started counting with numbers is because we sensed things to count, and we only count them based on how we sense they are separate entities. The only reason humans invented language to express logical thought in true or false values is because we sensed things as either present or not present, and we wanted to express that in its implications to each other. You may think this process of determining implications is reasoning entirely from your own mind, but it's contingent on your brain reacting to the things it encounters through the senses. Notice how I've just implied your thoughts are reactionary. Graciously, after throwing out senses and science and math, I will throw out thoughts. Yes, your thoughts. Your conscious experience and internal monologue, you think, is an I. The center of your ego, identity, soul, self, whatever your favorite word is, you know what I'm referring to. I will not patronize you trying to convince you your thoughts can be wrong. Of course, we all recognize they can misalign with what our senses show. But I will say you cannot trust either that yourself exists at all. The mind's eye I have often been heard referred to as the sixth sense, because it has been cognitively distinguished as something you can receive apart from the classic five. I can hear my internal monologue as well as I write this, but it is not sound waves bouncing in patterns off my eardrums. It is electrically reacting with chemicals in my brain, which in this context is a sensory organ. I digress. Regardless, I have a less obnoxious, more personal rebuttal to the idea of the self. Your self is inseparable from the entire universe around you. It is made of the same stuff, acts in the same manner, occupies the same space, moves through the same time, put a pin on that one, and is part of the same interwoven whole. For you to doubt the existence of the whole without doubting your own existence is a disgusting act. Why should the little human voice in your head be so much more certain to you than the colors of the sky? Animals and plants and fungi and rocks never doubt things. They continue on their goals. They have their own consciousness too, and that it's only the physics of the universe pushing them through time and change. Everyone around you, all other humans that you deem to be on the same level of consciousness as you, would you doubt their existence too? Of course you would. And you do, because the thought you may be hallucinating has crossed your mind. And now the concept gives you anxiety. Am I all wrong? Is nothing real? Are they not real? Is it all for naught? What's my purpose? Who am I? I'm scared. At least I am real. So it is the forever existential crisis of a human. The same one we've been having since our very conception. Please, Descartes, give us an answer, wise man. Tell me I have existence. The reason you give me doesn't matter as long as it stops my mind from doubting. Let rationality take away my anxiety. This is pathetic. You hear? This is pathetic. And I hope you recognize that on a deep, emotional, moving level when I make that accusation. I hope you recognize. Humans who hide from existential anxiety behind their ego is exactly why our species abuses the earth around us. We think things and creatures with less ego than ourselves deserve less compassion and care. Because caring about other things is hard. It might hurt you or force you to sacrifice your own instincts and desires that exist to keep you and your species alive. But what humans need to grow up and realize is that there's no competition or threat other than self-sabotage that could wipe us out. You're fine. So go help something other than yourself. My true rebuttal to Descartes and skeptics and all of the existentialist dread is it does not matter if you are afraid things don't exist, have meaning, or give purpose. Go on. The only rational things to do in the face of doubt are give in or ignore. There is no proof that cures all doubt. Fear is built into you. If you give in to doubt, you die. If you have truly doubted the existence of the world and deemed it unreal, you've killed yourself. You have stopped eating or drinking and you have killed yourself, thus returning and rearranging your molecules back to the whole of the earth because they were too scared of doubt to hold together. But you haven't done that. You've gone on. You, now, continue going on in the presence of doubt. Yes, in the presence of doubt and anxiety, because reading Descartes' Meditations didn't cure you of all existential fear, did it? The fact you even engage with this kind of philosophy in the first place is proof you doubt and wonder. Think of someone you know who has either said or seems like they have never ever questioned objectivity versus subjectivity, whether all their senses are illusory, or if it's all for nothing. Can you even think of one person? Would you or do you envy them? The people I've encountered that seem this way have existential peace in so much that presentation is true to their experience. But I tell you what, they haven't solved doubt. They don't have the meaning of reality, of life, that they're keeping secret from you. They just ignore the question entirely. What if nothing is real? Why would you even ask that? It doesn't matter. What answer can I give you to make you stop fearing for your own existence? Time goes on. Changes continue to happen. The whole evolves. So do you in response and in tandem and inside of it. You go on believing things are real, despite doubting, because you must. A you that doesn't go on, doesn't exist or live. You still do your best. Your senses continue to be real because you ignore the doubt that they aren't. Your thoughts continue to be real because you ignore the doubt that they aren't. You continue to live because you ignore the doubt that you aren't real. This is why I think Descartes really stopped at confirming the ego without knowing it. If he had said, I am not real, then either nothing would happen and he would continue to go on with life as everything existed, or he would die. Go on. Do your best. Time continues. That's where knowledge comes from. I'm done. That's it.